Virginia, go get my steak.
At least you played it off. Good morning, everyone. We'll go ahead and call our committee meeting to order for Tuesday, October 22nd, 2019. And I know that we got several things that are going on today, so I want to be respectful to everyone's time. And so what I'll do is start with Commission 2, so they'll get you out the way. Good morning. And forgive me, everybody prayed today? Okay, so bless you in Jesus' name, and now we're starting our meeting. All right. Good.
Okay, Community Development and Human Resource Services. Ms. Hurst, is she's here? Cooper Green?
Yes, ma'am. Okay, for Cooper Green, we have the lab contract, the Laboratory Corporation, which is our contract for reference labs, anything we send out. The second one on your agenda is the temporary staffing agreement. You all passed this one before. This is an extension to get us through the end of the year, and it also adds a nurse practitioner. So we could hire a nurse practitioner if they had one. The next three are physicians. Dr. Benet is our oncologist, Dr. Rattan is our pain management, and Dr. O'Leary is our psychologist, or psychiatrist rather. And then the last one on there is the Cahaba Valley Dental, and that's us buying dental services for our population from Cahaba.
Will that dental carry over to a healthcare authority, or do you know that yet?
I don't know for sure, but all of our contracts have assignment language where they could.
Okay.
Okay, is it this item 2, is it in the budget for this amount?
Yes, ma'am. There's no addition to this. There's no added money. So it's the I don't remember what the amount was, but it's the same amount that was passed before.
So this is temporary, right?
Yes, ma'am.
How many people are they having to use on that? Do you know, ballpark?
We have about 6 right now, and that would be CMAs, a couple of LPNs, and a pharmacy technician, and actually a coding specialist too. We may have 7.
Okay. Move 1 through 6.
Wait, I have one more question. This number 2, is it $97.50 an hour?
What?
Do I have?
I thought we had that contract with me. I'll have to look that up.
Well, that's what I had up to be. Okay, yeah, I'll talk to you afterwards.
I'll find that for you, Commissioner Tyson.
All right. Then first and second move, first and second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Community Development Services and Workforce Development.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
The first item is with Global Tech Institute, which will be coming on as a new training provider for our WRA program. And they'll be providing services to the adult dislocated workers and youth. Number 2, and they'll also be providing welding training, which is located in AIDT. The second one is Dental Training Academy LLC, also is coming on as a new eligible training provider, and they'll be providing dental assistance training. Number 3 is TUVAC LLC Heating and AC for the Edgewater Storm Shelter. This shelter had heat but no AC and an evaporator, and this contract for $19,000 will install that. Number 4 is the class train agreement for FY20 in the amount of $401,000. Number 5 is the Dannon Project Amendment Number 1, where we're expanding youth services to include the additional 5 counties in CAP-T. And so that'll help us with the expenditure of funds in the youth portion of our allocation. Number 6 is Williford Ortman Construction LLC for the Warriors Storm Shelter Number 2 in the amount of $1,333,498. This allows the President to award and execute the contract. Number 7 is the Alabama Department of Commerce Modification Number 3. And this is where the staff has received some incentive funds, and it increases the grant agreement by a little over $10,000. Number 8 is Centel Engineering Lipscomb Storm Shelter Amendment Number 2. We had to redesign this project, get it back with the construction budget, and the $4,000 covers some electrical work that needs to be done as a part of that redesign. Number 9 is a UAP, or opioid overdose community level intervention grant that we are applying for on behalf of UAB. They have not yet settled in on how much money they're going to be applying for, but the grant range is $150,000 to $500,000. Number 10 is the Engineering Services Associates, or ESA, for the Irondale Senior Center number 2. This is to add some storage facilities to the senior center, and this basically modifies the consultant's contract so that he can do the required inspection during the construction period. Number 11 and 12 is a part of our required environmental requirements, where we have to advertise a finding of no significant impact and request for release of funds to get a comment period from citizens as it relates to the project not having a negative impact on the environment.
Do we have any questions on these items?
On number 3, the Azure Storm Shelter. What's that total project cost now?
Well, actually, the project was done, it's finished, and so we're just adding $19,000, but I think it was around $700,000 or $800,000.
Now, who's gonna maintain that facility and pay the power?
The fire district in that area.
Okay, and on number 8, this is the additional funding for listings, right?
Well, this is not any additional funding. It's funding that we had that we can cover this $4,000. But when we bid it, I think we talked about what can be done if we need some additional funding.
Okay, and I don't know whether this is the proper time to ask about the money that we have, the $1 million for the storm shelters. I want to know how to apply for some for Brighton. How do I go about doing that?
Okay, that's coming from the general funds, that $1 million that they set aside for the storm shelter. So I'm not certain how that.
Do I put it on the table now, or what I need to do?
We need to figure out how we're gonna apportion that.
Okay.
Because I've got a project that I need to get going pretty quick too in one of my cities, so.
Because Brighton don't have one at all.
And I know that Tony and Daryl is gonna work on that. Daryl here? But,
I'll follow up with Tony and see what the rules are and get
Yeah.
that to y'all.
And we need this within the next couple of months. We can't keep waiting.
we got that sitting there, and then everybody's gonna figure out what they need, because there's 3 that in my district that I know of right away that I could use, so let's work on that and get that going. Now, number 4 on the class trend, what's our old budget for that? This is 400.
It was $347,000. We added additional center, and also it covers some costs when they do these group trips where they have to have larger vehicles.
Okay.
Karen.
I just wanted to thank Doc's department for working with HR and ESD. They got the grant for the apprentice program. I think they got it signed up, everything finished up a few days ago, which will recoup the county about $10,000 per apprentice, so really good program, and thankful for working together like that.
Anything else? I would like to say they're doing a great job with workforce development. Has did a 80-degree turnaround. You're really doing a great job. You're doing a great job. I see out in the community and everything. So we're very happy about that. Can I get someone?
I move one to, you going?
First and second.
I'm waiting.
Move the item.
Second.
All right.
Get first and second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. I have family court. Is it? Family court. Do we have Really, they come. I thought I seen somebody.
I know, number 1, commissioners, is a training program and stuff for their department throughout the year. That's kind of all I know about it.
Well, number 2, the behavior interventions, its contractor shall provide equipment for electronic monitoring program for family court till November 30th, 2019. And then I guess my question is, then what? But they've got a remaining budget, so I mean, is this why, I just don't understand why we're doing it piecemeal like that.
So,
But I moved items.
I'll find that out.
Second.
okay, item 1 and 2 has been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That is the end of
All right, so, Joe, you want to go ahead and do yours, and we can come back to District 3 and 5?
All right, unusual demand report, purchasing agenda. You gonna take all this?
Sure.
You're on.
Good morning, Commissioners.
morning.
The first item we have here is our unusual demand report. Item 2, 3, and 4 are a purchasing agenda report, the purchasing exception report, and the encumbrance report for the weeks of September 27th through October 2nd and October 3rd through October 9th. Item number 5 is the credit card statement for Jefferson Credit Union with the statement ending October 3rd. Item number 6 is a contract to provide auctioneer services for Jefferson County departments and PACA members. Item number 7 is a contract with Banks, Finley & White to provide consulting services for the CDBG block grant. Item number 8 is Engineering Services Associate to provide engineering, reporting, administrative services related to the landfill financial assurance. Item number 9 is with Kavanaugh McDonald to provide the OPEB valuation for the GASB 43 and 45 and GASB 74 and 75. Both of these are audit-related requirements. Item number 10 is the shredding services for United Ability. And item number 11 is a commission grant to Arms Reach Organization. And we have our budget management with our multiple and individual staff development.
Okay, couple questions on this Kavanaugh McDonald OPEB. Now, we funded OPEB, so what would this do?
We have to do an evaluation every year to do our audit updates.
So would we do the evaluation before we fund it or after?
They actually have a measurement date that is based on last year as of 2018, and then we'll do the updates for the 19.
All right.
And we need a correction on the Kavanaugh McDonald. The amount requested should be $15,500. Thank you.
15,500.
Yes. And all the other numbers are correct. It's just the amount requested.
Okay. All right. Arms Reach Organization. That you?
Yep.
All right.
Want me
We,
to explain?
yeah.
All right. So the nonprofit Arms Reach is, which was already appropriated in the budget for STEM project and for the district. And obviously we know that STEM is science, math, engineering, and technology. And so this is the nonprofit that will be administering that particular program.
Are they 501c3?
They are.
Okay.
And it has already gone through the system, and everything has been checked off on.
All right, 1 through 12. Do I have a motion? 1 through 11.
Move the item.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right. Multiple staff development, individual staff development. Do I have a motion?
Move the items.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
EMA, information only. And sheriff, information only.
Can I ask you something
You're,
about EMA? That is, it might be a stupid question too.
there's no super question.
Amber Alert isn't up on the list with the emergency. All that is not tied in anything.
Mr. Coker?
No, ma'am, Amber Alerts are issued by the state of Alabama for a leave.
Do I have a motion to accept EMA and the sheriff's information only?
Yep. Move the item.
Yeah.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
General Services, diversified elevator. You got a diversified elevator, what does that mean? That it goes up and down?
Yes, sir. Up and down.
So we have an elevator contract, maintenance agreement for all our elevators, and Cooper Green is within that scope also. Their PO will be for about $74,000 out of that money. And then item 2 is a lease agreement for the old Sophie's Deli down on the corner.
Tell us about Sophie's Deli. What we're gonna have to eat?
I mean, we can get you a menu.
Oh, Jeff, come on, man. I mean, if it's gonna be,
I'll send you a menu up, but the name of it's going to be Scenic View Cafe. So we have a lease agreement with her. You can read it. It's in the package.
And remember, Commissioners, we,
do what?
we had a deal worked out much earlier, and they kind of backed out on us in the end, and we went back, and this is what we came up with, so hopefully it'll work.
Same company? Just
No,
different
sir,
company.
different
I
group.
mean, what are they providing?
It's Ocean View. It's lobster and oysters.
So what is this, some type of support that the county is gonna give for the business that's moving into there?
No, it's a lease. We're going to lease that space to them. They're going to
Okay.
come in. The intent is for them to come in and build it out to their
Okay.
appropriate needs,
Sure.
and then serve. I think they're going to initially serve. The details are in the lease, but I believe they're going to
How
initially
long is
serve
the lease?
breakfast and lunch.
How long is it?
Was-
leased?
It is for
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one.
Well, it's got 10 years.
I think there's a
Wow.
5-year with a 5-year option.
Wow.
It's 1 year at a time, and it's terminable.
Oh, okay, I was about to say, there is some type of clause in that, Mr.
Oh,
County
yeah,
It's a
Attorney, that-
12
and-
month.
Yeah, I mean, these multi-year agreements are wonderful. I'm just wondering, how do we publish them so that other people can be able to have access?
Oh, this one was published, it's been a lot of people involved, with anybody that showed interest in the last 5 years went on a list, and we contacted all of them, or our broker did, our real estate broker contacted all of them to say this is what the county is looking at, and we had a fair amount of interest.
There's nothing against you, Jeff.
Yeah, it's a
You're in
pretty
general
good,
services.
it's a small.
I just want to make sure that
lease,
whatever we do around here, that we do what we need to do.
Yes, ma'am.
Was, it's good
What
food.
type of food?
That's what I'm wondering.
I could get you all the menu, I don't.
Scenic View.
We'll see if we can get the menu here before the meeting's over.
Yeah. Okay.
Do I have a motion? 1 and 2.
Move the item.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Human Resources. Mr. Cal, you want to take that one?
Sure. Blue Cross Blue Shield Stop Loss Insurance Amendment. And I'm on Leno Theo to help with this, but this is amendment for the existing approved Blue Cross contract for stop loss, including the application, assignments of benefits, schedule of stop loss insurance, and stop loss policy. It provides excess insurance coverage for medical insurance claims exceeding $300,000.
There's no requested amount.
Sophia, I think it just kicks in as necessary.
Is what?
I think it kicks in as necessary. I don't think we anticipate any use, but I think it kicks in as necessary.
Okay. So is it open-ended or?
Oh, no, that's under HR.
Yeah, no, we'll get the exact amount on that, but I think that's a kind of a backstop since we're self-insured. But I'll find out what that specific amendment is.
There actually is an amount. The stop loss has already come through and been approved, but there was, this amended paperwork that being amended and added to the stop loss. So there's not an additional amount, just the paperwork that was left off of the original.
Do you know exactly what we added to it?
I believe that it was just the application information that had not been completed.
Okay.
And the assignment of benefits, the schedule for stop loss insurance and stop loss policy. Okay.
That's right. We had a stop loss agreement already. We had this amends it as the application, and I will make that clearer, commissioners, on exactly what this amendment is.
Okay.
The cost, there is no additional cost.
Yeah, I see that. Okay, I'll entertain a motion to pass it to the agenda pending some further clarification.
Move the item.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right. General Retirement System of Jefferson County, resolution authorizing military service contributions. Do I have a motion?
Move the item.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Personnel Board of Jefferson County. We have two items. I don't think they're 3-year VoIP hosting telephone services. And then access to online database to search for court cases. One is $24,000 per year, and the other's $1,194. Do I have a motion?
Move the item.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
I have 3 community grants up. One's yep. Go back one step, probate court, all temps, Inc. Darrell Walker Workforce, Amendment 2. Who's gonna, anybody from probate court? Yeah, there we go.
Good morning. This is just an amendment to the temporary staffing contract that we already have in place. This is to carry us out through the presidential president primary for next year, March 3rd, and the runoff, March 31st, for the Birmingham and Bessemer absentee offices.
Will this carry up until November, or will that come later?
It will not. We have to actually do a new bid next year.
Okay.
Because it'll end November the 2nd, which is right
Right.
before the general next year.
Okay.
So it'll expire, Joe.
Yeah. Okay.
Move the item.
Have a motion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Now we'll go to my community grants. I have 3 of
Move
them.
the items.
Have a motion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right. You may.
With the finance, Veterans Day is coming in, and I wanted to see how do we, I'm asking the question, how do we go by? I know we need to give the veterans something for the parade, because we have the largest parade, really in the United States, is Birmingham. And I want Jefferson County, and I want to see how do we go by, even with our discretionary money, it's not enough to at least get them up to $25,000. Because they really need the funding, and I would like to know, how do I go by requesting that we do that? Theo?
I'll talk with you about that afterwards to find out what organization sponsors that, but we'll talk afterwards. I'll get with you on that.
Do we currently have anything in the budget
No.
that we could look at?
It's never been in the budget. I pulled the budget, and they never had the Veterans Day parade in there as a county, and I don't know why that they would not put the Veterans Day parade in the budget. And I asked that during the budget season, why we didn't have it in there.
So what I'm saying is that if we can ask of the finance department, if you all can look and see perhaps where there is some kind of money that we can look at in the general fund to see how we can do it, even if it's not to that amount, or we can do it that amount, but just to see what we have, what options we have available.
And I
That's
think
the finance.
Commissioner Ammons was talking about it too, so when he gets back, we'll,
We're giving money
Yes,
out of community
yes.
grant funds.
Pardon me?
Yes,
We're
but
giving
that's,
money out of community grant funds.
but it don't add up to be $25,000.
That's what I wanted.
It's somewhere, and then that'll leave, my district can't really spare a penny. It's so poor and tore up and raggedy. So but I'm gonna do $25,000 because I respect veterans, and I'm at $2,500 because I respect veterans, and I'm a veteran. But as a county, we need to give, because we owe it to people like me that serve in the military. And we have a lot of World War, throughout the wars, veterans located here in Jefferson County, and a lot of them is in Pelham and Shelby County, Walker County. They live in those areas because we have a caregiving association that go and visit me. throughout the year. So they are located in Jefferson County. And I want to do something not so much of our general fund, because it's not enough money in our funds to do that. So if you want to add some money to our funds and then we can give it to them out of there like that, that'll be fine with me, because you took $25,000. I mean, $1,000, so why we can't give them some money? They deserve it.
All right, we'll take that under consideration with finance and see what we can find. Theo can help us find some money.
That sounds like fun.
All right, that concludes my report.
All right, so let's go to District 3 in the absence of the president. We have roads and transportation, and I don't know, is that you, Heather, or you want to do it? Who's going to speak for roads and trans? They have 2 items, building specialties, and then we got ALDOT, so.
Commissioners, we have, the first item is a contract to work on the bathroom stall in the amount of $2,600, and the second is an agreement with, for a $5.2 million grant on Grants Mill from Old Leeds to 459.
Move 1 and 2.
All right, it has been moved and properly seconded. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
We have, under the county attorney, we have 8 items, and Mr. County Attorney, you want to speak to those items at this time?
Yes, we have memos to you all on items 1 through 7. We have the minutes. Also, we have a contract to do actuarial analysis for our work comp with Blixman Consulting. And we also have a contract with USI to extend our cyber insurance contract, cyber insurance coverage.
All right, are there
What
any
are the
questions?
actuarials for Blitman?
Work comp, Sophia can speak to that.
No, that's fine. I move 1 through 8.
All right, those items have been moved, and can I have a second? All right, it has been moved and properly seconded, items 1 through 8. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Under the Sheriff's Department, we have the AV Fuel Corporation, and then we have 2019 JAG grant. So, Red?
Yes.
Absolutely, good morning.
Good morning, good morning. We have 2 items. The first for acknowledgement. The first is a contract with AV Fuel for the aviation gas for the helicopter for $100,000. And we have, the second one is a 2019 Justice of Assistance grant, the JAG grant. It's an agreement between Birmingham, City of Birmingham PD, and us to participate in that grant, and the amount of that will be $60,000. That's it.
All right, any questions? All right, so we'll entertain a motion at this time. All right, okay, has it been moved and probably second, item 1 through 2 under the Sheriff's Department? All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
There is nothing from the county manager's office and no District 3 report. Let me also go to District. You want to go? Okay, so then, excuse me, before we close out on District 3 report, Cal needs to have an item that we need to discuss very quickly.
Thank you, Commissioner Scales. Commissioners, we have an amendment to our NAVIX contract, which is a neat system that provides confidential reporting of problems or fraudulent activity, ethical activity. Currently, we have a contract with NAVIX that covers our equity inclusion department for harassment and discrimination type complaints. This will give us a separate line and a hotline for any other type issue that employees need to report confidentially, so that we can have a good method to receive those, investigate them, and make those improvements. It's only $5,000 for this contract, and this also goes along, if you recall, what we talked about in the last status conference, kind of a compliance, countywide compliance policy that we're developing.
All right, it says that initial cost of 5919 for 20, and then in 21 it goes to 9,284. Why would that jump up so much? Or do you know?
It's prorated this year for the 5919. This also includes the person, commissioners, to take the call, confidentially log it in and get it to us.
So this is an actual person taking the call?
It will be, yes, sir. Also, it's a website that that we will have access to. You can go into it confidentially, log in the details, and then it gets to the right place.
Commissioners, this is one of the things that we promised the court that we would implement, so that we give a separate hotline for employees so they have the opportunity, in addition to just things that may be just related to HR type issues, any other thing that they may see, a form where they can anonymously report activities that they see that the court felt was important in our last status conference.
Who will be reviewing this?
The way we got it set up right now, Commissioner, I will.
So if they can't tell the HR department, what make this, you gonna tell this?
Well, the HR department handles harassment, discrimination type issues. But if somebody's in the HR department, one example, if you're in the HR department, you may not feel comfortable reporting to the HR department.
Right.
Because that's, so that gives the HR folks a place to report. Or if you see something fraudulent, or you witness a county car or employee sleeping or driving down the road crazy, that gives a place somebody to anonymously file that, so we can handle it that way. Or any kind of fraudulent type stuff.
And this comes to you? Or,
The way we got it set up, he's come to me, I will investigate it, and then, write a monthly report to Tony and then to the commissioners.
what if it's one of them dastardly commissioners?
We'll deal with that. Y'all can deal with that when it gets there.
Slow down, Zach. Watching you. I'll move the item.
All right, it's been moved and properly seconded. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
And so we will have this merely placed on Thursday's agenda, please, ma'am, so.
It has been through the process as of yesterday, so thank you all.
What process?
It went through the contract submission process. The personnel board checked it, attorneys have checked it.
So we can call Cal Big Brother now.
No.
Just messing with you.
All right, so let's go on to District number 5. And there are only 2 items that are there for Commissioner Ammons. And the first is, and this is under Economic Development Committee, we have 2 items on the agenda. One is that Carasoft?
Yes,
Am I saying that correctly?
Yes, Carasoft with IDM, Identity Management Solution.
Okay. And then we have item number 2, which is G squared, excuse me, Jefferson County photogrammatic, wait a minute, hold on. Photogrammatic, is that right? Photogrammatic mapping.
Photogrammatic with ortho imagery
Right.
services
Every big
for
word.
GIS.
Root word, yes.
But this is this encompasses, y'all share this data, right?
That's correct, Commissioner.
With EMA.
Yes.
Because I know before everybody was doing their own flies.
That's correct.
And
this is first time, Commissioner, as I sent you all the memo, that we are forming a GIS consortium for all of Jefferson County, and we are partnering with County 911, partnering with EMA and Birmingham 911, Regional Planning Commission, and all other municipalities as well. And I think the second year, once we get into this, we're going to have more cities join the consortium.
Right.
And the whole idea is to share the data across and reduce the cost for the entire county for GIS.
yeah, because there was, in the past, one flyover wouldn't necessarily collect the data that this department may need as opposed to what they were flying over for this department.
That's
But
correct.
now, evidently, the technology is such that, because we asked about this before, I think, didn't we, Jim, as far as kind of doing some combination?
Yes,
So
sir.
I think
And
it's a good thing.
We have the vendor also here with us in case if you have any questions. G Square. But this is going to be a really good thing for the county going forward
Yeah.
in terms of the quality and the quality of data that we can provide. for
So
all
if
these
you're up there
agencies.
flying around and you see something suspect, you can contact Cal. Hey, I move 1 and 2.
Items have been moved and properly seconded. All those, well, did you second? Okay, it's been moved and properly seconded. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Very good. So
Thank you.
then we're on to District 1. And, let's see, we only have one item under environmental services, which is the Hiller Company's fire extinguisher inspection, testing, and maintenance. Who wants to speak to that? Is that you, David?
Sure.
Mr. Devon, do us the honor this
Said what
morning.
it was. It's just
All right,
$3,000
very good.
contract.
You want to talk about it, David?
Yeah, I mean, we're fire extinguishers are all around the county.
This just covers the ones that are under our, since we're under
Okay.
enterprise fund, but yeah, the general services generally have the contract that handles the rest of the fire
Okay.
extinguisher. Yeah. But yeah, it's just going through and making sure that they're up to date and if they need to be recharged or whatever.
Let me ask a question.
Absolutely.
Okay, you have a report for the fire extinguishers, but the defibrillators that we got a report on, some of them batteries was out dead, and why we hadn't did anything about those?
I'm not sure that's.
We generally work with general services on the AED stuff, so we have contracts sort of like this that we'll sort of work with them where we both have them, but usually they sort of maintain that whole
Commissioner, General Services followed up on that report, checked all the batteries and found all the batteries to be in good condition. All the truck, everything was in good shape. We don't have it in the budget this year, but talk to Jeff, Tony, we'll evaluate that again. The coming budget.
They're not any experts, and I hope I'm not have a heart attack in the process. All right.
All right, so the item has been, well, we'll entertain a motion.
I moved.
Joe,
I
did you move it already? All right, and if we can get a second? All right, all those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, so we only have one item under District 1 that I wanted to make sure that as Vice Chair of the Economic Development Committee, this resolution as it relates to Economic Development Fund, the spending out of that fund, and the resolution reads, be it resolved by the Jefferson County Commission that all spending on the Jefferson County Economic Development Fund shall be itemized and placed on the pre-commission work session agenda for approval and followed by a vote of the commission during the regular commission meeting. And if there is anything within that county attorney that needs to be looked at, basically in short, we just like for, in transparency with the public, we just want to make sure with this economic development fund that is in the budget, that all items to be spent out of that budget is to be brought before the commission for a vote. As of right now, that is not the case. You didn't know that, Mr. Attorney?
No, but I think you have an AO in place already that may speak to how that's done, so you may need to repeal that and revise that as I think about it.
Well,
What AO is that?
I
Because
was about to say, well, you don't have to come before
I
the commission with public dollars?
I'll send it to you. I think it does come before the commission, but I'll get that around to you and take a look at it, but that's the first I've heard of the proposed resolution. But I think there's some AO things as it relates to travel and some other expenditures when you are potentially.
There could be an issue with, sometimes on these projects, they're code named.
Correct.
And they're under non-disclosure type agreements. So we have to work around that provision, but I think that would be specific and limited.
I believe that it specifically speaks to economic development as it relates to travel and that sort of thing. So if you're making an exclusion, that what I just heard was a general resolution that would place all on that. I think you might want to look at that some, and I'll get it to you. But there may be some issues there where you have potential projects that you might not want to disclose.
So
that.
typically, in cases like that, my experience has been municipally, if there is a project that requires confidentiality, then there will be a surname that is provided so that we don't breach the confidentiality agreement of the project. But nevertheless, all spending that comes out of this fund should be brought before the commission at a publicly noticed meeting for a vote by this commission. That doesn't breach the confidentiality portion of the agreement. That means that you're spending public dollars, and all public dollars need to be brought before the body to be expended. Just like we did this morning. When we had the finance report, anything that we discussed that had to come out of the budget, we basically took it up as a vote.
So this isn't being done?
No, no. As a matter of fact, I think we all are aware that money is being spent out of the Economic Development Fund, and seemingly only certain people have access to it. And all I'm saying is, as a body, we're held accountable for the expenditures of public dollars. And all this resolution does is to say, if there is an item that is to come out of that fund, and I'm sure we can go into any kind of executive session if it is an item that requires confidentiality. Am I right, Mr. Attorney?
Oh, it's certainly the will of the body, Commissioner. I'll provide you what your process has been, and certainly it is up to the body to make a decision like that.
Now, you know,
But as far as expenditures, it's not my understanding that expenditures do not come before the body, because they all do. It's a question of if you have situations where there may be a need for you or Commissioner Ammons or someone to travel as it relates to those kinds of things, that it may not be disclosed initially. And so that's why I said I would provide that to you. And if the resolution is as you want to keep it, then that's fine. But I know that there are certain circumstances where that could telegraph to someone in advance of your intentions that could potentially jeopardize that. And so that's my understanding of why the AO was done as it is. But again, those decisions are the decisions of the body.
We talked about that administrative order as it relates to finance and how certain things have been traditionally done with that you had items that would come under that committee, and seemingly it routed itself under administration instead of under the finance committee and the chairman. So, I mean, I think that we're just in the process now of revamping a lot of things that may have traditionally have occurred in the past that we need to look at. And I think if we're going to hold each department to a standard, then I think that we all have to comply with that, including the commission. So if there's any money that is to be spent, I'm sure that we, as a body, would never hinder any kind of economic development project going forward. That would just be simply a matter of an executive session, and it can be given a surname, and then at that time, an explanation can be provided as it relates to the project. But other than that, where we are today is that we have different kind of spending that's happening with this economic development fund, and it's not coming before the body, even after it's expended. Am I correct, Mr. Finance Chairman?
As far as some of the spending, it comes either through a credit card sometimes, and we approve the credit card expenditure. and then sometimes it comes to the regular commission. But I would say we have the chairman of this committee and the president not here. Let's revisit this. Let's incorporate the AO, and let's come back and put something in a resolution that we can all agree to. I agree with what you're saying. It all should come before this commission. But I wanna look at that in light of the AO, and there's one other item I wanna visit too.
So this administrative order, Mr. Chairman, because I already know that Commissioner Tyson will not be present for our next meeting. So can that be provided to us today, Mr. County Attorney, in terms of this administrative order?
Sure.
Okay. Because I don't think that we keep talking about it when we're in a position to do something about it. I don't want, me personally, I don't want to keep talking about what folk are spending. I'm saying that there are safeguards that can be put in place, and it's not a detriment to a project. It's a detriment to the commission when we are approving items that we don't have a clue before or after in terms of what is being spent and why, and who has access to it. Okay? This fund should be available to any commissioner who has to be a part of any given project. So there you have it. And so if you all will make sure that it's provided to the commissioners and their staff. Yes, ma'am.
Like when they went to the air show with the governor, we didn't know it was an air show. So how are we informed about the events that we have an opportunity to go to, and how they paid it out for credit card? Wasn't that overseas? You put that much money on a credit card?
Well, that's my point. And the fact is that not only did we not know, there have been several other spending that have occurred, and even there was something that, as vice chairman of the same committee, that I paid for out of my office budget, since everyone wanted to talk about Tyson and I and going over and anything else. But the other folk had access, other commissioners had access to this fund where their staffs didn't have to pay. But we paid because we didn't know. So I just think that if we're going to be transparent, be transparent. And if we want to be selective in transparency, then I don't think that works for the good of anybody. And so that's an absolute great question that you said, Commissioner. So we all know that there's some other spending that have taken place as well. And if our staffs are not allowed to partake in those accessibilities, for lack of better words, then I think that it's unfortunate. But more importantly, for a commissioner. If a commissioner doesn't even know and not allowed to be able to participate, and if you do participate, you're under the impression you have to spend out of your own office budget, then I'm saying that doesn't make for good government. So I wanted to make sure that Commissioner Tyson had the opportunity to be able to participate as well, since she's already said that she's going to be away for the next meeting.
Okay.
So if we can, that's the next meeting. So if we can agree to that we at least can advance a resolution of some sort with the understanding that there's going to be a provision in there about that administrative order. And then we can look to the county attorney to advise us the best course of action to be able to do that. Am I making sense? Can we agree to that?
We can agree whatever we vote on.
I know, I'm saying. I'm waiting on a vote. You want me to make a motion?
It's your resolution.
All right, so I'm going to make a motion at this time that we advance a resolution regarding the economic development funding and this expenditures or spending with the provision of an administrative order and the advisement of the county attorney be provided between now and the next commission meeting, which will take place on Thursday, October 24th. Did I leave anything out? Did I leave anything out?
It's your motion.
Okay, yeah.
Move on.
Second? It's been moved and properly seconded. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
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 No.
Okay. Okay. So if there's nothing else further to come before us, then we all will get back together then on Thursday for our October 24th meeting. I do know that Commissioner...
We're in Bessemer Thursday.
Okay, we're in Bessemer Thursday, so everybody make a note of that. Commissioner Tyson, if you'd like to share with everyone that you do have an event tonight.
Surely, we're going to meet this. There will be a old school cultural art festival concert at the Boutwell tonight. Doors open at 5:30. Events start at 7. We have recording artist Regina Bell, if you remember her, and several other groups back in the 80s that will be performing. It's a free event. It's the kickoff for the Classic Weekend. We know that a lot of citizens can't afford the tickets and the concert tickets and all of the game tickets, and so we are providing this for them absolutely free.
What was old school?
Old school. Regina Bell. If I know y'all, I can't sing, so Regina Bell, if y'all just pull up on your phone, and you hear all of the music that she actually she's still playing in Las Vegas and places like that. But they work with us, and this is public and private funding that came in to actually which made this free for the citizens in Jefferson County. So we're looking for a packed house. I would like for people here to come to actually see that it's going to be a great event. When you walk in the doors, you will find Cooper Green Hospital will be set up, providing health material along with the workforce development. We'll also have material out along with a couple of local artists will be in there selling their paintings. And it's just going to be a great event. Wednesday, we will be having an event where we partner with the Governor's Office of Minority Affairs. It's the Black Women Roundtable in the Governor's Office of Minority Affairs. It's a job fair. It's a business venture for local people here in Jefferson County to grow your business and also teach you how to get contracts with the county and the state. So you will have a lot of state affiliates there at the conference at Region Park. You can come in the doors open at 10 o'clock. You can come in, and we have Keisha Knight Pullum, which is if you know her, she used to be on Rudy on the Cosby Show. She has an organization that actually funds and gives grants to minorities that's looking to open and grow their own business, and she's really interested in Jefferson County. And just to have her come here to lay out her platform, we are very excited about that. And this is a free event. Both events are free, open to the public. We're asking for everyone to come out. We have from what department? John Henry's department will actually be there. They will be actually hosting a class of their own. We have, it's going to really be very, very, Dorothea will be actually hosting that. It will be several panel discussions, and the governor's office will be at the site also. So I'm just looking for an exciting time for the next 2 days.
Okay. Mr. Attorney, do we anticipate an executive session Thursday?
Don't know. We'll let you know something as soon as we come.
Okay.
So then that be the case, then I'm sure that we'll wait until that's brought into this kind of setting, and then we'll look at it on a Thursday. Or are you saying that this may be something we need to consider for a Thursday?
You mean an executive session?
Mm-hmm.
Possibly. But we'll let you know if that's something that may need to be considered.
All right, so there's several things that are going on, but if you are a fan of football, any kind of football, we do encourage everyone to come out to the Magic City Classic game, and all of us did receive at least some support that we could provide to our district, and that being the case, I look forward to us getting on Thursday. We'll be over at Bessemer Courthouse, so everyone just adjust your schedules accordingly. And that's it. That's all we have for today. Thank you.
Game 1, World Series.
I'll send y'all the